excited to bring you guys some leaked emails that have been brought to the public by a friend of the Cube World community, Biotech3, or Matt, as his name is in all the emails that are sent back and forth between him and Wollay. These emails can be found on the Cube World subreddit or on the Cube World Discord in the Signs of Wollay section, and it even has Biotech listed as the voice of Wollay here. And they're found under here, and he gives the updates as soon as he gets them, releases them to the public, and Wollay gets a little snippet out to the world. And this is a bit more detailed than you get from the images that he posts on social media, Twitter and Instagram, like we saw yesterday. A little bit more proof that these aren't really totally faked. On Twitter, a few years back, I found that they had a conversation together where Matt asks a question to one of his posts on Twitter, and Wollay actually responded to him. Matt asks, "Are classes being tweaked minorly along the level up / stat reworks? Not like new skills, but like changes." And he says, "Yes, did some changes to armor values, warriors get more, rogues less, and modified some abilities. I'll post details later." So they are in contact, and this is where the contact seemed to begin from what I could uncover on Reddit and whatnot. So let's dive into the first email that was sent to Matt, to Biotech, about over a year ago, 2017 December. Wolfram starts off saying, "Hey, Matt, at the moment I'm working on Cube World 24/7, so it is his main priority, and it has been for almost a year. He's been implementing a lot of stuff, including an increased world map zoom range, so you can see continents thousands of kilometers away, so render distance will look beautiful. I mean, you'll be able to see like the world for so long." That's really dumb how I explained it, but he buffed display. Don't know exactly what that means. Buffed elixirs. That's cool. I mean, elixirs are kind of, I assume he means potions in the game. He added gamepad support, which is interesting. He goes a little bit into console stuff later in these emails, in this email chain. Anyways, also added flight travel. No flying mounts, but flight routes. So he posted a few things on social media recently. The picture of the eagle and the flight masters. You can check out my previous video to learn a bit more about that. But this is a new mechanic that'll help you travel across the world much quicker. Hopefully, maybe it's automatic. Maybe you just fly on the eagle and let it do its business for you, like Lord of the Rings style. But we'll see. That should be an awesome mechanic to the crazy traveling of distances that you have in Cube World. Skip ahead, almost a full. This is almost 8 months later, August 2018. Wollay sent Matt an email responding to his email here, where he said, Matt asks, "Hope things are going great. Once again, I'd like to thank you for responding to the previous email. It's your project and something you love. But I also understand the difficulties of such project and respect any decisions you make. Anyway, I know I shouldn't ask anything of you, but this is a bit different. There was a recent post by a user who is a tester for Plasma, your vector software. The user was wondering about the status of it, if they'll ever be able to use it again, and so on. They clearly really loved it and miss it a lot. Sorry for asking so much, you don't respond. Blah, blah, blah." Anyways, Wollay responded with a quick one. "It's cool to hear that people are still interested in Plasma. I'm using it full-time for GUI stuff and icons in Cube World, and there's a screenshot I'll post on the screen right now. I still have plans to release it someday, but I'd like to finish Cube World first." So once again, Wollay is stating that Cube World is his main priority. It's a project that's been going on for years, and he worked on a lot of it with his wife, and he's given some updates, and he continues to via these emails. The next one, skipping ahead to December of this last year, Wollay responds to Matt saying, "Thanks so much for your emails. They're not annoying. I'm sorry for not responding to some of them. Super busy with Cube World. I worked a lot on world generation, shading, and better leveling experience where you level up in each land independently." That's an interesting mechanic where, I mean, maybe you're gonna each land, each biome that you go into, you'll have a different level, or you'll level up faster in some. We'll see how that comes to fruition in the future. Currently, I'm making the controls less MMO style and more console style, with less cooldown based skills and more action based gameplay. With this in mind, it looks like Wollay would like to release his game on console, and I think that would be great. I think it would get the game that is so dear to a lot of our hearts into the hands of many other people. It may be less or more mainstream after that, but I mean, I think Wollay deserves all the attention this game gets. It's truly an amazing world that he's created. Less cooldown based skills and more action based gameplay. He goes into this. He's posted a screenshot. I'll post it on the screen right now. In the screenshot, you can see my water mage using the new float skill. So that guy's hovering right now, which is activated by holding shift or left trigger on an Xbox controller. While floating, your special attack, mouse 2 or RT on the controller becomes the healing stream. Ninjas can sprint with left shift or left trigger. Assassins can sneak and so on. He's looking for a skill for the warrior on that as well. And that's a little insight into how the skills might be changing. I know Matt or Biotech asked that on Twitter like 3 years ago, and he finally got a response. Going into the last one, this was yesterday. This was with the post that Wollay gave us so kindly on Twitter and Instagram. He posted a bunch of pictures, and he replied to Matt Biotech once again. Good to hear you're doing well. Everything is good here as well, apart from the weather. I feel that. It's wintertime. For the warrior's left trigger skill, I'm currently using Cyclone, which consumes stamina and has no cooldown. But when you jump during Cyclone, you will jump higher than normal. I'm curious what your ideas are. So, the Cyclone skill was that twirl that the warrior used to do, and it's interesting that here Wollay is curious about Matt's ideas. I know Matt, looking at his Twitter page, is a game developer himself, and I think that's one of the reasons why Wollay is so open with him and giving him this information to provide to the public, is because he trusts him and he knows he's a game developer and he's very patient with him. Continuing on, currently I'm working on a more freedom-focused gameplay based on finding artifacts, treasures, and improving skills. Instead of having to strictly follow quests, players can freely choose where to go next by studying the world map, finding out more and more secrets of the world. This sounds amazing. It sounds like he's played enough Skyrim, he's played enough Bethesda games to know that the freedom of Cube World currently is great, and you can just wander off in any direction and you'll have a good time. And he's really further rewarding the user, the player, for doing that, and I think that's just going to lead to an awesome gameplay experience and just way more hours of addicting fun. Gold is also more important now, as it is needed to buy fly points in order to use the travel to more distant locations. That's that flight master, flight mechanic that we talked about earlier, and you'll use gold because gold, previously you would just have so much of it and there'd be nothing to do with it really, and it's great that he's implementing it and using it in another place. Also, because travel is such a huge part of the game, you'll be able to travel way faster at a much higher level, and I think that'll be great for getting around the map and just continuing to allow higher level players to get places faster and level up faster, and it'll just ramp up the gameplay as you level up. Also, there will be one shared world between all players where every player will start at a different position. In multiplayer, you will be able to fly for free to all other players. This is an interesting one. We don't know where this will bring us. Will this bring us into an MMO sphere? Can you still play single player? Can you still play locally with only your friends? Is this just an MMO? We'll see what Wollay says in the future, but I'm guessing, because he mentions in multiplayer, so you'll still be able to play it alone probably, but I think in multiplayer it might end up being an MMO where you can run into your friends and try to meet up with them, like Rust style. And then he also has a note at the end about Dragon's Dogma, because they were just talking about the game. Finally, a PS at the very end. I managed to get the domain cubeworld.com. which is great news. I would interpret it to be great news that he will be building out a website, or has been building out a website, and is going to throw it on there. So maybe in the next couple years we could expect an update and a full game that's not an alpha, and we could all enjoy this game for many, many more hours together and just sink more time into it. That's all the emails that I found from Biotech. There were a few other, but they were in German. I might have my girlfriend translate those because she speaks German, funny enough. But for now, that's all the leaked emails, and I want to thank you for watching, and look out for some more updates in the future. Peace.